This is not a highlight video in the 51st meeting between Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. It is the king of clay prevailing and moving on to the Rome finals with a 7-6, 6-3 victory. So Nadal continues his hot streak, now 18-1 on the season on clay, but a lot of this is about Novak Djokovic and about the state of his game, which is what I want to start this video talking about. It will be a quicker video. There will be more to come on this match on Monday for Monday match analysis, but for now, I want to get some quick thoughts out there on Novak Djokovic and, you know, a reoccurring theme on this channel, the state of Novak's game. And I have been maintaining for a long time now that what we need to see out of Novak is the baby steps. And even if that's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, as long as there is forward progression, as long as there is progress, I have maintained that by around US Open time, he'll get his crap together. And I think right now there is no denying that we are seeing those baby steps. And I think to see that, you need to rewind and you need to look at for now, where Novak was, you know, a few months ago. Indian Wells, Miami, losing to Taro Daniel in the first round in Indian Wells, losing to Benoit Paire in the first round in Miami. I think it's important to realize that Novak Djokovic couldn't beat anyone. He really couldn't beat anyone. And he couldn't get the ball in the court. Just couldn't make a ball. He had no timing. He had no ability to strike the ball with cleanliness on a consistent basis, you know, to set up, to have good balance, to have good footwork. These basic things that we've seen Djokovic so solid at, that's been so steadfast throughout his career, those things weren't there. And then as we've seen his season progress, we've slowly, you know, in this clay court season, we've slowly seen him start to win the matches that we expect him to win. In Monte Carlo, beating Lajovic and beating Borna Coric. Coric, a rather impressive win on the clay. And then even taking a set off of Dominic Thiem. This is baby steps. You don't expect him to beat Thiem yet, but maybe you know, you can expect him to take a set. You expect him to win those first round matches. And then once again, maybe 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Barcelona, first round, loses to the very tricky Martin Klizan. Then in Madrid, big win against Kei Nishikori, probably his best win of the season. And then he loses to Kyle Edmund, who is playing great tennis right now, but also someone who maybe Novak expects to beat. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And that brings us to Rome, where he's made his first semifinal of the season, picking up another impressive victory over Nishikori. Other than that, he had a very friendly draw. Very good opportunity, which is something that I said before the tournament. Clearly, Djokovic had an opportunity here to make the semifinals, but credit to him for finally making a deep run in a tournament and getting some match play in. Djokovic is definitely making those baby steps. Whether you want to, you know, every time he loses, there seems to be a certain sense of panic, but his losses are getting better and better and better. So no denying he seems to be making those baby steps. In this match, what I was looking for him was mostly the psychological, mostly the mental. Was he going to go out on the court today? And was he going to believe against Nadal? And was he going to have the same fight that he showed in that 3rd set against Nishikori? I was so impressed in that match against Nishikori. This is a 6-3 set we're talking about. A 6-3 win for Novak. And it took more than an hour. And what that tells you is how long these rallies were, is how deep these 2 players dug into this 3rd set. This was classic, grinded out clay court tennis. This was a physical 3rd set, and Novak was really able to compete at a level and show a level of fire, psychological fire, mental compete level that I haven't seen from Novak in such a long time. So I wanted to see if he was going to translate that over to this Rafa Nadal match. And I knew that Nadal would bring it because Nadal comes into this match before Madrid in 2017. Nadal had lost 7 straight meetings against Djokovic, and it had been 370 days since they had played last. Nadal won that last meeting in Madrid last year, but still, that's a really long time. Novak had won the last 3 of 4 meetings on clay against Nadal. So I knew that Nadal would come in and Nadal always maintains this incredible compete level, but Nadal was going to be ready to roll. Djokovic sort of has Rafa's number because he's simply able to handle what most players can't against Nadal. That high kicking cross-court forehand that Nadal hits, Novak has the skills to just handle that shot, and most of Nadal's opponent simply can't handle that shot. So that's why we've seen Novak have so much success against Nadal. Anyway, back to the mental. That's what I was looking for out of Djokovic. I wanted to see that fight level. And to be honest, I'm not sure I saw it. I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit on edge. I might sound wishy-washy here, but I'll pick up in the first set. In the first set, there were a lot of opportunities for Novak to have outbursts of positive emotion. There was a lot to celebrate. He went down a break in that first set. He got the break back. He played some spectacular tennis in that first set. I'd say the good news for Novak is in this match, especially in the first set, we saw him go back to the top 10 level of tennis that we saw him play against Kei Nishikori, maybe even top 5. I mean, Novak is playing some high-level tennis right now at times. So this you can take a lot of positive out of this. But just looking at that mental, is he on the court to beat Rafa Nadal? Does he believe? If you don't believe, you're not going to be able to fight as hard. That's a simple fact. And Novak seemed pretty calm, pretty even-keeled, not showing a lot of fire, not showing a lot of passion in the first set. I mean, there was a spectacular point that he won, I think with his back against the wall on Rafa's serve, trying to get the break back, and he kind of just, it takes him a second, and he just kind of pumps up the crowd. But that's not the normal reaction that you saw from Novak, let's say the night before against Kei Nishikori, where he would have vocal, positive outbursts of positive emotion and negative emotion, getting pissed off at himself. That's fine. The first time we saw that from Novak was after he lost the first set at the changeover. He had a long verbal tirade to his box, but we didn't see that fire until he lost the first set. And that's just strange to me. That's the kind of Novak that we saw last year, where you would see this kind of even-keeled, kind of flat Novak Djokovic, and then you'd see him, after the match, when the match is, in between sets, we'd see him kind of yell at his box or something. So I don't know what to really make of that. But then he came out in the second set, and he came to the net a lot, and he hit a lot of drop shots, and he got down a break. And I'm not going in major detail, but that's sort of what happened. He went down an early break in the second set, and I didn't see him playing a lot of long rallies. I saw him either dictating points or losing points, one or the other. And even when he was dictating points, sort of looking for a quick end to these rallies. And to me, if you have, you're getting irritated easily, you're hitting a lot of drop shots, you're coming to the net a lot, that's like the telltale signs of a player who's tired. So I'm wondering at this point, after losing the first set, does Novak have enough confidence in his conditioning to be like, all right, good first set, played a lot of good tennis, lost it in the tiebreak. Nadal made a great adjustment, by the way, which I'll get into more on Monday. All right, let's see what we can do here. That was good. Let me keep digging in physically, and I know I can win this match in 3 sets. And I didn't get that sense. I didn't get that sense that Novak had enough confidence in his conditioning to feel after dropping that first set that he was still in the match. I felt like we lost something after that first set. And in the second set, Novak played significantly worse. Not awful, not terrible. Didn't play terrible at all. When he was still able to play some good attacking tennis with his forehand and his backhand. He's hitting his ground strokes at a really, really high level right now. But was he able to defend and dig down and play some really tough points and suffer on the court, which is often necessary on clay, especially against Nadal? Was he able to work his way out of positions where he was behind in a point and defend, get himself back into points like Nadal was consistently doing in that second set? No. So if you would allow me in this time where a lot of the talk should be positive about Novak, if you can allow me to be critical for a second of Novak Djokovic, I did not see the never say die, hell no, not losing this match, I expect to win this match, I am going to, expect winning tennis out of myself on the court, and not just, emotionally, not just go to my chair and yell at my box, but when I miss a shot, I can get ticked off. I want to see passion from Novak. Any passion is good passion. But balance the negative emotion with the positive emotion on the court. And I don't see that balance. I don't know. I just don't. So, that's where I'm critical of Djokovic, is after the first set, and it might be a conditioning problem, because if you don't believe in your legs, you are not going to be able to be mentally sound on the court. If you don't, your mind is gonna go in all kinds of different directions if you don't believe in your fitness and you drop the first set. And it's a big problem. And you see that transformation with players where they're like, why am I a head case? Why can't I stay in matches mentally? And it's really a physical problem that's manifesting itself in a mental problem. Nadal seems more human lately. Just, dropping a set to Fabio. Nadal just seems human right now. He still seems like the best human in the world, but nonetheless human. When he came out of the gates, I thought that he would be a little bit better right off the bat. Instead, I thought he was uptight, and I thought that he was waiting to see what Djokovic would do, and kind of feeling him out a lot. And Novak was happy to kind of take that and play dictating tennis at the end of that first set, especially. So I think that Nadal kind of hung back a little bit, and then I thought he stopped playing that waiting game, and he was able to really bring it to Djokovic, especially using his forehand down the line. So I thought, after we saw that adjustment from Nadal in the first set, and then in the second set, I thought more energy, more fight. More willingness to stay in every single point. And if you're gonna get outworked on the court, or if you're gonna be able to outwork your opponent on the court, and you're Rafa Nadal, you're gonna win every single time. So that's how I saw this match. These are my thoughts on Novak, and I'd love to do a comment response on Monday. So, am I being too hard on Novak mentally? Is he fine? Am I playing Dr. Phil here? And I'm wrong to do that? I made sure to start out this video positive, because I said I want to see baby steps from Novak, and I am seeing those baby steps from Novak. But in this match, in a vacuum isolation, I did not expect Novak to win. I just wanted to see the same fiery, emotional Novak on the court, mixing the positive emotion with the negative emotion that I saw against Kei Nishikori, where it's not necessarily complaining and being whiny and being irritable, but it's just competing really hard, and I didn't see that. So what are your thoughts on that? I think the weight of shot, and the way he's timing his ground strokes, that stuff's all great. And I'm not going to get, because this video is already long, I'm not going to get into what I'm expecting for the French, but I think that I'm mostly positive right now. Am I being fair to Novak Djokovic in his evaluation? I'd love to hear what you'd think, and on Monday, if I get enough good comments, I'll do some comment response. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.